Hi, I'm Craig Pope, Polk County Commissioner, and we're here today to just visit with the sheriff and some citizens about the upcoming Polk County property tax levy that we've put on the ballot for May 19th, 2015. And we've had a lot of questions over the last couple of years from citizens and interested groups about why we need to do this and what's led us to this point. I would refresh everyone's memory that we did attempt a property tax levy ask in November 2013 for 60 cents a thousand. That was a 4-year proposal. The levy that we're putting on the ballot now is 45 cents per thousand for a 5-year period. And we're hoping that that will give us time to resolve our shortfalls for funding that we've come to over the last decade in Polk County. But we're going to talk about it here a little bit and see if we can help guide citizens a little bit better with some intelligent answers to some of the problems. So again, Craig Pope, I live in South Polk County. Sheriff?
Bob Wolf, your Polk County Sheriff. I live in Independence, and as the Commissioner said, we're very interested in trying to get support for this levy and get it passed because of the issues that are impacted in your community through public safety. The public safety umbrella includes the Sheriff's Office as well as your jail, and then we also have juvenile detention beds, we have the courts and community corrections. So this is an important issue and one that we're welcoming the citizens here today to ask us some questions and maybe provide some additional information to the citizens on this levy. So, sir.
I'm Dennis Robertson, live here in Dallas, retired educator, and interested in what's going on here.
All right.
I'm Gary Wise. I live in Dallas as well, and I also am retired. And I feel strongly that in order to maintain the quality of life down here that I moved down here to experience, we need to support public safety. I think that if we don't, we'll find that people will not want to come down here and that we will be wanting to leave.
So Mr. Weiss, you have some questions you'd like to ask us today.
Yes, I have a lot of questions, Sheriff.
All right.
And one of them is more on a personal level, not you personally, but I'll read it to you.
Yep.
I believe that an officer has a right to go home to his family at the end of the day. What effect is understaffing having on your agency and as far as officer safety and their families, and what I suppose I'd like to ask, do the families worry about their officers out there on patrol when they know they don't have a backup?
Well, yes, they do. The fact is that when nothing sounds more reassuring to an officer than to hear the sound of another siren responding to a system. And we provide service to the cities as well to back up city officers. And so my deputies in the field and deputies in corrections as well, they are stressed. For example, the deputies in the jail are working tremendous amounts of overtime because I've had to reduce the staffing level, which puts additional stress on the officers. We're calling officers in almost daily to come in on overtime hours to cover for vacancies when people are sick or they have to go to training, which is mandated, different functions that we have to perform. That puts an extra burden on the family at home, and they worry a lot about their spouse and how they're doing at work. A lot of stress on an officer leads to mistakes. We're all human, but when you have so many things happening at one time, mistakes start getting made, particularly when you're working a lot of extra hours. And so it's really important to me as the sheriff and responsible to these employees that with the loss that we now have and only being able to cover patrol 10 hours a day, that my deputies that are out there don't have the backup that they're accustomed to having. And I have insisted as your sheriff that I will not put one officer out there by themselves 2 is dangerous, 3 gets us in a comfort zone, 4 is probably the best. But I don't want to be the sheriff that has to go to a spouse and say, because we could not afford to provide protection for your officer, your husband or your wife is not coming home.